privilege to be involved in this day again, and it's really quite impressive to see how the day and the celebration of the day has grown here in Ireland, both here and in many other centres across Ireland today. The day is being commemorated.
People in poverty don't only need a home or a job, they need a life to live, they need love and care. I wish we could change the flats into castles. I wish there would be less racism between us so that we can keep our words, because we are known in Ireland as peacekeepers.
I live with my husband and my daughter in a direct provision centre. It's like a prison without walls from which there is no escape from. You lose total control over your life. They just can't understand why they are not normal. And we parents most times will have no answers to these questions. But we wait for them when they are in bed and we just sit down and we cry our eyes out. We know one day there will be a change and all asylum seekers and their children will be treated as part of this society.
Unveil the stone now for us, and thank you very much for doing this task.
Isn't Shingar Godwing Shas?
The issue of poverty is an issue of human rights. And today particularly we allow those who have experienced poverty or homelessness in one form or another, we allow them to speak for themselves.
Whenever men and women are condemned to live in poverty, human rights are violated. To come together to ensure that these rights are respected is our solemn duty. Thomas Rzazinski.
It's good to write down your feelings. It clears the head, and if you bottle them up, you can break down. I think that young people should have looked up to someone. For me, it's my mum and sister. I help a group called Acorn. I do fundraisers so we can go on trips with people with mental health problems. We also have meetings. It's important to have a place where we can talk about mental health and give each other support.
Darren decided to keep being part of the club and to stay away from drugs. The Plough is a place where one can meet new people, a place where one can come for a time of freedom and peace. He is 18 and full of dreams for his future. I do believe that his willpower and motivation have been the source of strength for many of the children.
I would also like to say to others that experience homelessness, not to give up and to have courage for the future. When people stand together and help each other, things can change. Thank you all.
And the last one that we're doing is one, just again in case people ever lose hope, that people won't be moved and we will change things, right?
Together we shall not be moved. Black and white together we shall not be moved. Just like a dream.
Wait, you starting now? Tell me when you started and then I'll
just get that bit of footage first.
We have achieved with little resources has left us with a sense of power in our abilities. We now believe that we can change our situations if we are determined enough. During this time we have built a capacity to enhance and change. We have made our voice heard that we are no longer willing to be passive and accept what is doled out to us.
It's time for us to make a stand and really walk the walk and end world poverty.
I bear witness to your lives. I bear witness to you, the mothers whose children are cast aside in this world, condemned as they are to sheer misery. I bear witness to your children, twisted of hunger, no longer able to smile, yet still yearning to love.
The STAR project in Ballymun gave me a lot of hope. They didn't walk in front of me in case I couldn't follow. They didn't walk behind me in case I couldn't lead. They just walked beside me. Some people think that Alex do not have a voice, but we do have a voice. Everyone has a voice. Each person present has a voice. If we stand together, we can build a world without discrimination.
At the age of 15, I joined FAWS. I became a carpenter, but I had an accident and I was in a coma and everything went. As soon as I got better, I looked for CE schemes. When I heard about Sean's, I was so happy. I started to learn how to read and write. I thought I'd never be able to do this.
We come together on this day, the UN Day for the Eradication of Poverty, to bear witness and to remember of the inequities of the time past and the injustice that still persists, to lend our voices against the continuing poverty that still exists in this modern world. As we bear witness, we remember, and standing here in this place of remembrance, we make a pledge to strive for a future where no one is left behind.
Whatever our problems takes us to hell and back, we do still have feelings. And we have the right to live with respect. Our humanity can never be taken away from us.
Well done.
As we gather on this day, the world is turning its efforts and its capacities more fully than ever before to eradicate poverty.
I've come to know that I and you have human rights because we are human. We are supposed to live a life of dignity and respect, and yet all we want is an adequate home, which is a basic human right.
It is man-made and it can be overcome and eradicated by the actions of human beings. So where do we go? Where do we begin?
Just to reflect on what we just heard for a moment, I think we did hear issues of poverty, isolation, loneliness and the lack of support. But what we also heard was spirit, strength, determination, power, creativity. And that's what we're here to celebrate today. We're here to remember the struggle, but we're here to remember how we overcome that struggle. And that is so important. And the testimonies we just heard really point to overcoming that struggle. And that's really important for us here today. So thank you very much.
It is important to get beyond alleviating poverty. It's important to eliminate poverty. And you can't eliminate poverty until you examine your economic policies, the connection between those policies and ethics and ecology and sustainability.
My own situation is I'm living in a hotel with my 3 kids and my partner. Can't cook for the kids, you can't do anything for them. So by the looks of it, I'll be like this for a long, long time, yeah.
We're here before the Liffey and we're going to have singing and we're going to have music, we're going to have people giving real testimonies for real lives. We're also going to have some launching of boats, 17 global goal, Boats of Hope.
So it's about a community sharing their hopes for the future and also to talk about the struggles they have in their lives.
Ireland played a role in getting agreement worldwide on those goals. So it is particularly important that we all internationally make every effort we can to achieve the goals, all 17 of them. This morning we saw a number of mini boats launched on the Liffey in this fantastic weather, which despite everything we have today, which is in itself a sign of hope. But these boats in a way symbolise a journey which we are all making, which we all have to make in order to achieve the SDGs by 2030.
We hope to spread our hopes and dreams far and wide and hope to make them to become a reality.